عليكم السلام أستاذ، كيف الأحوال؟ الحمد لله، عساك بخير.
ماشي، أنا عشان بس كنت بنقل البوزيشن فام سوري يعني.
لا لا عادي خير.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
What about the coding yesterday? Did you try to make the grades for it?
Honestly, it looks like a job place. It looked everything. It has
Oh,
I would find a website that I could use it. And
remove every task, every mission.
Mm.
Cancel out.
No, I'm keeping it. And then I'll keep on watching and then going back to the recording.
Today we're gonna learn about library called Panda. Panda, one of the most popular library in Python for data analysis. We're gonna explore this library and functions inside it. Okay, just a minute. Sharing. File. Right. We can check for it. Okay. First, we wants to import the library we want to make a practice for it.
Okay.
First, write import pandas as a keyword used for abbreviation for panda library as we do in the current.
Word pandas. What are pandas?
Pandas are library in data analysis used for interacting with data and files.
Okay.
To use functions and attributes inside Panda, I must write the abbreviation for it, pd dot. After that, we have source of function is called series. Series enable me to write or define a continuous number of series by a list. We can insert any values, okay. And we can define index for each value. We have around 8 values. We can define specific index for each value.
Okay.
Or leave the default index started from 0 until to 7. Then I will define a variable to contain this data called ser. If I print ser, I will find the index for each value. If I want to print the indices only, I press dot and index. Okay. Start from 0 to 8, step by 1. Okay, I can define a character index by writing a variable attributes called index here. After is equal A, B, C, D, E, and F. Okay, parentheses we defined from A to H. And if we run series separately, it will define the value and the indices we define. If we want to get the values, we can use series dot values and press run. I'm going to print the values inside the series. If I want to make comparison operation like find number greater than 10, how I can make that? For list we deal with it before, we define a for loop, to loop for each element, and then use if condition to find the number greater than 10 as an example. If we want to make this operation occur here in series, we just make comparison operator directly. Series, I write series greater than 10, okay, and collapse this condition with series to get the value. If I use the condition inside the series greater than 10 only without casting with series, it will return true and false. If the number greater than 10, it will be true, and if lesser than 10 will be false. By that, I will display the number itself. This is the number greater than 10. I can also make a slicing like in the list. How I can make a slicing series of brackets 1 or 0, 2, 3. Okay. For list, it was difficult to multiply each number inside the list by any number or make any mathematical operation. Here in series, it's easy to do that. If I write series multiplied by 2, it will return all value multiplied by 2. I can make division and so on. So dealing with library will be much easier to make difficult operation in simple code. For list, we must define for and then make multiplication for each number. Here we don't need to do that. Okay. We can define dictionary and convert this dictionary into series. And the key for dictionary will be the index, and the value will be the value for this dictionary. How we can make that? Define dictionary, dictionary. We have already defined a dictionary above. We can call it convert the dictionary into series by bt.series bracket univer. Okay, we can print the index. We have different function here for series. Absolute to get the absolute value, and add to add value, add prefix and suffix, add before the element and after the element. Aggregation. Management functions. I wondered about aggregation. For data analyst or data analyst can't save all functions, but he can practice for it. Let's try for this. But I think it will be error. What is the error? So error. I'll take in view. let's ignore that now because need to more exploration for the best way for using this function. But let's try another coding. I can convert. I'm already convert dictionary to series. I can convert dictionary or series into dictionary again by series, by the name of the series universe dot to underscore dictionary. Return it to dictionary again to replace it as a dictionary. I can convert it into list also. C underscore to series universe dot to a list. And also I can convert it to numpy. Let's deal with data frame. Data frame is the most data structure used in data analysis. How I can define data frame? PD dot data frame, and I can define universe. Another. Then it will return an error. Why? Because the print in first. The size here is the size of the rows is different. Student name will be the header, and these are the values for the rows. We have 3 rows here and have 1 row here. And here we have 3 rows. Okay, I must define 3 rows here. How I can make that? By slashing student age after that equal list of ages. 3 ages. 30, 90. This will make update. Try this again. Still not work. Why? We have already header in column and another header and another header key and value, header can't value. I must to remove the final header key and value by using book dot property. Property, if you remember, remove the last element inside the dictionary. Okay, already removed. If I print in again, there will be 3 names and 3 ages. Convert to data frame now, but now it's work. This is the type or the shape of data frame in Python. Okay, I can make many operations for this data frame. I can add more column, I can do column, I add more rows, I look for specific rows. But first I will define the variable for this data frame. So actually you want to say anything?
I'm just following along because these are all written. I'm trying to grab as much as I can.
Data dot head function is used to show first 5 rows by default. By default. If I want to show only the first 2, I press enter. Okay. I want to add a new column for this data frame. How I can make that? By writing the name of the data frame, then 2 brackets and the new column I want to add like subject. Okay, what is the value for the subject? For these specific subjects like math, programming, and oh, yeah. After that, making run data. We have already add new column, and this is a value for the column. Now, how I can add rows to the column or all column? Because if I want to add rows to the data, I must add rows to all columns. How I can make that? I will make use function called look data.ilook. Define. Looks to the second row. Okay, if I will add to the third row, so values like keywords. Global index out of range. Okay, so I define here the third row and here two vertical dot denote two I want to add for all column. Let's check the updated data. Okay, I add value to the third row. So the look function or I look the same thing. As you know, a property of a dictionary uh, doesn't accept duplication. If I run this code multiple times, it will not add it again. Okay, right. If I want to add three rows just once by coding, how I can make that? Do you have an idea?
When you want to add,
I want to add 5 rows or 3 rows, just one coding. Did you think about something we took before can help us for adding more rows once? What about for loop? Can do this task?
we want to add rows to the same
Yes.
table that's already existing, right?
Yes, right.
Mm.
How we can make that?
For loop.
For loop, how?
Can't we use data to append? The append method? Or it's gonna
Really?
be, it is.
We don't need to
Okay.
use append.
So,
Because append,
data dot append.
no, I look, I can use I look. I will need, first I must have the data.
Mm-hmm. Because you need to know where it's starting from. So in this case, it's gonna start from 4.
Yes, start from
Okay.
4. Right. We will define a list called subdata.
Mm-hmm.
This list will contain a nested list. Each nested list contains a name and age and subject. Like Oliva. Fine, then as an example, but the text I remove that and put the signs. Okay, and another name. or data in sub data data.ilook to bracket. I have an idea. Oh, you did it. Did you remember function we took it before called enumerate?
Yeah.
The purpose of this function is to get the index and the value. Okay. But the index here will be 0. We need the index of 4, right?
Mm-hmm. What's it before?
If we add
Okay.
0 plus 4, it will be 4.
So it's safe to check it out. Okay.
Okay, comma. And I want to add 4 all columns.
What would be the student name?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
After that, equal data. Data here will be the first list because data passing through each value inside the subdata. The value here, this will be the index 0. So it will start with this value and then going to continue until the end of the list. Okay, and I will be the index for each element here. Each nested list will be element for loop or for each nested list. Do we have another way to get each element? Yes, we have. If we use another for loop, so the first for loop will get this value, and the second loop will get Khalifa and then and science. But we don't need to do that because we need to only to put each nested list inside the data frame by starting from position 4. Okay, so I here will be 0. I plus 4 will be 4. Okay, it will add 4 rows. And the value here will be the 4 index row. Then I will be, for the second iteration, will be 1. 1 plus 5, 1 plus 4 will be 5. 5 equal data. The second iteration will be this, and so on. We can apply this syntax for any repeated number or additional data we need to put it. Okay, let's try this code. Let's try it. I can't charge this target. Okay, look, we'll work with look. Let's print the data. Okay, let's work. Good or bad? What did you think? Do you try it? Do you get the result? Or
No,
still
I
trying?
didn't.
Why?
Because I don't have place where I can type.
You don't have one?
My laptop is not letting me access any Python website.
You are still in the work.
Yeah, I'm going back next session.
Okay, no problem. Okay. If we want to drop a column, how we can make that? Why? Writing
Metro.
data dot drop. We have drop duplication or drop in A. Drop the brackets columns equal
You drop on the subject.
Purpose function. How we can I'm not sure about this browser, but I think I used it before. Turn and define the value. Here we go. And this equal to and base equal to meaning we don't need to define a new variable to contain the remaining columns after dropping subject column. But when we make it true for n place, the change will be at the same data. If I print data, okay, I see that subject doesn't found. Okay, I can some data maybe containing null value. How I can inject null value inside our data? As an example, inside student id, I can insert null value. I can make that by write data and two brackets and writing the column called student age. Okay. Okay. I want this value to be done. This value is at index 1. So I will write here 1. Then equal none. The string. I will import a library called numpy. Okay. Right here in the so if I print data, okay, now I have none value. Some value will be missing or non-value while I'm making analysis for the data. So I want to discover or explore about nulling or missing values. I have a function called NA. I will use it in data is NA. Will be true. Did you see here? We have it true. If we want to drop non-value, it will be by using another function called drop NA. This is a type of data cleaning. Data dot if you will drop a value, it will drop the entire row. With my laptop is a charge.
You're trying to drop now what?
Yes.
You want to drop a value in the table or one column? Another one column.
No, I want to drop a value, which is NA. All right. Now we will have the entire row containing NA. Did you notice we was having Ahmed and the student A? For now, we don't have Ahmed. And the total rows from 0 to 6. Here, the first one is removed. Did you see? Well, here, when
Mm.
it remove this row, it started from index 0 to 1. After printing again data, it make it reordered from 0. Huh? Oh, it drop in A. ايه الموضوع؟ You can directly insert any number value by the index. If you want to return only for entire index. Or for entire, maybe we make it entire index for row. We can thereby choose the index by look, okay, which index 5 maybe, and use all columns equal, okay, none, run. Later, we have none value inside index 4. But why we added here none? I think